Hello everybody and welcome back to All the Mods 9. In the previous episode, we completed the Cataclysm mod and went through and defeated the 6 different bosses that are included in that mod. Now, usually I would talk about what I did in between episodes, but unfortunately, I've been pretty busy with real life stuff, so I haven't actually had time to play off camera. So what I'll probably do in between this episode and the next is actually go ahead and work on the things that I did say that I wanted to do, such as testing to see if a lot of the items from Cataclysm can even be sort of relevant by enchanting them and using Apotheosis to make them better. Yeah, unfortunately, I just haven't had time to do that yet. And you might be wondering why we're back on the overworld at our original base, and that's because in today's episode, what I want to do is actually finish up a mod that we started all the way back in episode 3, and that mod is Ars Nouveau. If we go ahead and take a look at the quest log, you can see that we got pretty far into the mod. However, there is a few things here and there that I really haven't actually done or sort of talked about. First, and probably the biggest thing that I haven't done yet, is actually get our tier 3 spellbook, the Archmage book. This is going to require a few things first. One of those things is going to be we're going to need to craft a ritual brazier. If we look further on into the quest log, you can see that there is almost a whole section here dedicated to the ritual brazier. And let's see how we can go ahead and craft it. All right, we will need an arcane pedestal, as well as a block of source gem. Okay, that does only take 4 source gems, but we don't have a whole lot. But we should be able to have everything that we need to craft the ritual brazier, just like that. Okay, so let's find a decent place for this. I guess right here will do. Whoops, broke the moss block there. I guess that'll do. So what the ritual brazier does is it basically allows you to complete these different rituals that allow you to do an assortment of different things. There's a lot of rituals that we can actually perform. For example, we could actually make the day into day or night. We could make plants grow a little bit faster. But the ritual that we're looking for is actually going to be the Tablet of Summon Wilden, and this is actually how we summon the Wild and Chimera, which is actually a requirement to craft the Archmage spellbook. As you can see, we're gonna need the Wilden tribute, another star, a totem of undying, and a few other bits and pieces here and there. And that's kind of why we haven't actually done this yet. I started Ars Nouveau really early into the series. I took a break so that we could sort of kill the different vanilla bosses. And yeah, I just never got back into Ars Nouveau. So yeah, let's go ahead and see how we can actually summon the Wild and Chimera. So the normal tablet of Summon Wilden will actually just summon a random Wilden monster. But if we augment it with a Wilden Spike, Wilden Horn, and a Wilden Wing, it'll actually summon the Wilden Chimera. And the Wild and Chimera is a pretty tough boss. However, our gear is extremely overpowered, so I don't think we're going to struggle with it too much, but it definitely doesn't hurt to be cautious. So to craft the tablet itself, we are going to need either some Wilden Horns or an iron sword, block of emerald, bow, and block of lapis lazuli. I didn't actually know that there was a split crafting for this. I think this one is actually going to be easier for us, so we'll go ahead and craft that. And then I'll also search for Wilden, and we will get the Wilden Spike, Wilden Wing, and a Wilden Horn. And we should have everything that we need. So I believe we put the Wilden items in first. Let's just use that. Throw these in. Here we go. And if we go ahead and right click it, that will actually activate the ritual, and we should begin to see the Wilden Chimera right here. Here we go. That looks so cool. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, this thing is weak. Now it does actually have different phases. So this one right here, you'll see it'll spit out sort of spikes from it. Just have to sort of dodge and kind of get lucky with that one. And it is in sort of a defensive mode while it's in that stage. And here we go. We didn't even get to talk about the other stages. All right, so we got the Wild and Tribute, a miniature yellow heart, oops, and an epic shader grab bag. Interesting. That's from Immersive Engineering. I believe that just modifies the sort of different weapons or tools that you get from that mod. All right, let's go ahead and go into the quest log and accept our quest rewards. I guess we made the Tablet of Sunrise at some point. Okay. And we should have everything that we need to upgrade our spellbook into the Archmage's spellbook. Nice. And we can claim our rewards from that. And basically what the Archmage's spellbook will do is allow us to craft these tier 3 glyphs and actually use them in spells. So I probably won't actually use a lot of these spells just because our armor is so good that we pretty much don't really need it. However, I do want to go through and craft a few of these. For example, the glyph of Summon Undead will be pretty nice just to have some extra allies around. I kind of want to see what the glyph of Lightning is all about. I'm assuming it just summons a lightning bolt. The glyph of Linger, I'm not sure what this does. It looks like it creates a lingering field that applies spells on nearby entities. That's interesting. Okay. All right, so one of the essences that we actually have not talked about or crafted at all is actually the Conjuration essence, and it's just going to require a Wilden Horn, a Starbuncle token, which if you haven't gotten any of these yet, basically I believe you need to trade a gold nugget with a Starbuncle, and it'll give you the token. And then we also need a book, pretty easy, and then obviously we need the source gem inside. However, we actually need the imbuement chamber inside, I believe. And I guess we have to move our pedestals in. I guess when we make the all the modium alloys, we kind of put these outside. I don't really know why. But anyway, we can just quickly move these inside and get our token and horn back in there. And let's see if this will work this time. Here we go. And nice, there's our Conjuration essence. So what we need this for is actually going to be the glyph of Summon Undead. And so for this, we will need a Conjuration essence, a Wither skeleton skull, and a bone. This should all be extremely easy to get for us. Wither skeleton skull, bone, and our essence, and we put that, oops, here. We need to, I believe, it has been a while. I think we right click here, go to tier 3, click Summon Undead, and then we select that. There we go. Yeah, it has been a very long time since we've actually used Ars Nouveau. This should give us what we need. Here we go. And now we just right click that and we can actually craft a spell for that. We'll put this on, I guess, number 8. We'll say Underfoot, I suppose. We can see if that'll work. We'll go for the Summon Undead. And I'm curious if we can amplify that and if it'll summon more. Let's just call this Summon Undead. Create that. And let's just see what this does initially. So that is 3 normal skeletons. That's very cool. All right, and let's see what happens if we amplify now. And also, will this overwrite the current skeletons? Okay, they died before I could test it. All right, so that's with an amplify, and it only did, oh, it did do 3. Interesting. So I'm curious to see what the amplify actually does. I'm not too sure. Oh, and by the way, we do get the Summoning Sickness effect, which I believe makes it so that we can't actually summon any more creatures. So yeah, let's try Extend Time, and let's just pump that and see how long we get that now. Okay, so that summons for a whole minute with 4 extend times. Nice. All right, so now I'm gonna craft the Glyph of Wither, and I am actually just curious to see if we can summon Wither skeletons with this. That would be pretty interesting if we can. All right, let's go ahead and learn that, and we'll see if we can do this. Let's actually extend time there, then apply Wither. Okay. It doesn't summon Wither skeletons, and it doesn't give us the Wither effect. Interesting. Alright, it is a little bit unfortunate that we can't actually craft Wither skeletons, but I'm perfectly okay with that. So yeah, now that we have the tier 3 spellbook, I'm probably going to go through, craft all of the glyphs eventually, especially the tier 1 and tier 2s that I haven't gotten yet. But yeah, that is that part of sort of Ars Nouveau completed. What I want to do now is actually go and craft the different various charms from this mod. All right, so the first and easiest of the charms is going to be the Starbuncle charm. What we're going to need for this, I believe, let me double check. Right, it's 4 gold ingots and 1 Starbuncle token inside of the enchanting apparatus here. So let's get our gold ingots down. Whoops. Here we go. And Starbuncle token goes in the center. And that should start working and create the Starbuncle charm. Nice. So if we take a look inside of our worn notebook, we can actually find the automation tab, and this is where all the charms are going to be. So for example, the Starbuncle charm, what it actually does is it summons a Starbuncle that will pick up nearby items and can move items between inventories such as chests. So these guys are sort of like hoppers. They can sort of sort your inventories and such, and they can also harvest fully grown sourceberry bushes, which is pretty nice. And I did forget one small step here. We do need the Dominion wand just for completing the quests here. So let's go ahead and see how we craft this. Should be pretty easy. Just need a couple source gems, a stick, and a gold ingot inside of the enchanting apparatus. Nice, and here is our Dominion wand, which should allow us to claim our quest rewards here. Next up is the Whirlsprig charm. And this is a pretty complex recipe given what it is. I think we're gonna have everything for this, but it'll probably take me a second to gather up all the materials. Okay, I think I have everything, and nice, here it goes. Here's our Whirlsprig charm. There we go. Second of the 5 charms that we need. Next up, I'll do the Drigme token. All right, and I believe I have everything that I need for the Drigme token. Again, it's not too complex, but there is a lot of seemingly random ingredients for this. Let's see if this works. Here we go. Nice. And we got the Drigme charm. Awesome. Next up is going to be the Wixie charm, which is surprisingly pretty cheap. For the Wixie token, this is something I haven't really talked about so far. But we do need to use Dispel on a witch while it's at less than half health. I think I got this with a quest though. Alright, and that is basically the last of the ones that are going to be decently easy to get. For the Amethyst Golem, it is going to be a little more complex. What we need to do is actually perform the Ritual of Awakening near a bit of budding amethyst. For the Tablet of Awakening, it is pretty simple. We'll just need each of the different archwood saplings, a bit of archwood log, and 4 source gems, all of which we already have in the storage system. And now I'm actually going to go ahead and take my Ritual Brazier and find a amethyst geode somewhere nearby, hopefully. All right, here we go, found one. And so I should just have to do this inside this area. I don't know how close it needs to be to the budding amethyst, but we can find out. Here we go. Does seem to be working. It's absorbing energy. Here we go. And that actually made an Amethyst Golem itself. And I believe maybe we use our Dominion Wand on that. Oh, right. Yeah, if you kill it, you do get the charm back. I'm sorry, little one. All right, so that is the last of the charms completed. Nice. And I'm not sure if we'll ever actually use any of these guys. I could definitely see the Amethyst Golem being useful, but I'm not really sure about the other ones, but you know, they might make a nice addition to the base. All right, and I am just gonna go ahead and clean up a few of these quests that I've technically completed, but just didn't have the right items at the right time for. So here we go. And the last is going to be the Runeic Chalk of this sort of area here. Really shouldn't be too bad. We might even have everything for this. Ooh, we need the manipulation essence. Okay, that's not a bad one. All right, here's our Runeic Chalk. And sort of talking about the Runeic Chalk a little bit, basically what it does is allows you to inscribe spells onto the ground, and then when an entity sort of walks over the spell, it'll actually cast that spell on them. And yeah, I could see that working. I could see that doing some pretty cool things. But for now, we are just here to complete the quests. All right, and next up, I do want to go ahead and craft the various Enchanters Tools from Ars Nouveau, such as the shield, the mirror, and the bow. And here we have the bow being crafted up. I did use a bow called Agile Bow that had 20% draw speed. We'll see if that actually stays. It looks like it does. Nice. I'm not sure if that's an apotheosis thing or not. And here's the shield. Looks pretty nice. And finally we have the Enchanter's Mirror, which sort of completes this small little section here. Obviously, we still have the sort of the trinkets left, such as the amulets, the Jar of Light, Belt of Levitation, and the Belt of Unstable Gifts. So with the Belt of Unstable Gifts finally crafted up, that is all of these quests here. We can go ahead and claim our rewards. By the way, these were all pretty easy to craft. There was a few things here and there that I needed to look up how to craft, but we were able to craft everything pretty easily. And I do think with that, I kind of consider Ars Nouveau completed. There isn't a whole lot that we need to do for this questline. Obviously, it's not going to be marked as complete, but as we sort of finish off crafting all of the glyphs, as well as some of the different source links and ways of generating source, as well as the different tablets, yeah, I think everything will be completed eventually, but for now, I consider this as complete as we can get, at least for now. But I do think we're going to end things there for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Peace.